guys.
Welcome back to our channel.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
Yeah, what are we doing? You say it.
Oh, okay. So today
we're talking about
we're talking about how we met part 2. And we're talking about some of the biggest mistakes we made in our relationship before we got married. Okay? And it's all so that you can learn something from it. Okay? Alright.
For sure.
Let's go. Yeah, okay, so yes,
so if you've not watched the part 1, I think you should watch it. It should be somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Just click it and watch
Yeah.
it, so you just have a good idea of where we are taking off from.
Yeah. Okay, so I accepted your proposal in Achimota School. That was the last day of WASI, 28 May.
Last show.
Yes, I remember that date very well. 28 May 2008.
Yeah.
Yes, 2008. Okay. That was the day I accepted your proposal.
Okay.
After careful consideration and prayer, knowing that, Father, there's no turning back. You know. Yes, because for me, it wasn't let's try. It's you and it's you. I mean, that's how it was for me.
I think I also had that mindset because it wasn't like I wanted to just try out and see. Like, yeah. I mean, obviously that's basically what we are doing, but then the goal of everything is marriage in the end. Marriage was the end goal.
Yes, so, and thank God we kind of like had that mindset very early. Yeah, so that's why it took long for me to accept.
So good.
Yes, but you shouldn't just jump and accept too. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
When you proposed, that was Form 3 before the WASI. I felt like, look, I need to be. I can't just say yes. Like, okay, I'll think about it. I'll pray about it.
I think for the guys, you can't just propose just like that. I mean, you don't just get up and you propose. Yeah. You go through a whole lot of thinking, front and back, even with your friends and all that. But I think for guys, you really have to spend some time to know whether it's just an infatuation or whether it is real, whether it's genuine, whether you really love this person or not. And, it takes time for the guys and also for the ladies too. You should also take some time to really assess the whole thing, whether you really see yourself being with this guy for your whole life.
I think we're actually answering a question we haven't put out there yet, because I got a question from a friend. Shout out to her, she knows herself. She was asking how I knew you were the one for me, or how I knew I wasn't making a mistake. You get it? So basically that's what this part 2 video is about. In addition to some of the mistakes we made in our relationship. Yeah. So, you were talking about...
Yeah, I mean, so I think a lot of thought just has to go into it. Talk to God especially, because He's more involved and more interested in your relationship than you might think. Get to God in prayer, talk to God about it, like, God, is this the right person? Can I go ahead with this person? And you definitely get some response from God, because He's concerned about who you marry, because who you marry can make or break you. It can take you to a greater level with God or totally take you out of God. You get it? So it's a very, very important decision that you shouldn't just make on your own, because on your own you don't know too much, especially if it is maybe your first relationship. Maybe you have zero experience, you have no idea what to do, you don't even know how relationships are supposed to go, because we normally pick things from different places. When you watch a movie, you see the way the relationship is, and it's kind of like a business transaction. Right now relationships are like business. Like, hey, I'm with you. Like,
what do I gain from you?
What do I gain from you? That kind of thing. So that's if that is your mindset, I think you have to rethink the whole thing and see from the way God is seeing it, because God is the originator of relationships. You get it? He wants to be in a relationship with us, and we must also want to be in a relationship with Him. You get it? So if we don't learn from God, who else can you learn from? The government will not teach you. You definitely need to learn from God.
Talking about learning from God, you cannot know everything on your own. That is why we have pastors. You see, the Bible says that God Himself said He will give us pastors after His own heart, who lead us in wisdom, right? In the way of wisdom. So, and in knowledge. You cannot, sometimes you're even reading the Bible, you don't even understand what you are reading. So how do you expect to hear from God on your own? You see, when you are under a pastor, you have a father in the Lord, or you have a pastor who is leading you. After a while, you'll be able to hear God's voice actually on your own. After a while, but in the beginning, most of the time, you really have to make sure that someone is guiding you. And that also helps you make the right decision in terms of who to marry.
Exactly. I mean, that's what discipleship is all about. So I think one of the main things is that some people don't really know the use of a pastor. It's like a pastor is the guy who just preaches the word of God to us. That's all. A lot of people don't really even have a relationship with their pastor. Okay? If you get to know your pastor, you get to realize that like there's so much a pastor has to offer you. Yeah, but if you don't open up to your pastor, if you don't go and make yourself available to the pastor, there isn't much he can do from afar.
There's pastor abuse too, by the way.
I know, right?
Abusing their pastors.
I know, right?
I got a new, come and pray over my car. Sometimes it's a bit unnecessary. Sometimes there's a point at which you should be able to pray on your car, or something, your new house. Well, maybe the house is extra big.
It depends on the relationship. That's the whole thing. Depends on the relationship.
But the pastor cannot be going to pray over everybody's house, everybody's car. Imagine 1,000 members. Like, every time you get a new car, your pastor has to come and pray over it.
Me too. Pastor, I have a new laptop. Come and pray for it. It's an interesting thing.
Let's not abuse our pastors.
Yeah. So we're talking about how we met, right?
Yes. So in knowing that the person you're choosing to be your life partner is the right person, you're not making a mistake. You've got to hear from God first. If you are the type you know yourself, you can't hear from God, or you don't know God's voice, please make sure you are established in a church that has a good pastor who can take you every step of the way. And then also read books. There's this book. Read The Beauty, the Beast, and the Pastor by Bishop Dark. Please read that book before you get right before you not before you choose your own life partner, but after you've chosen and you're about to get married, and let your wife, especially for people who are in ministry or going to be involved in ministry, or you're planning to respond to the call of God on your life to become a pastor or something like that. Yeah, you are serving in church. Even if you're not a pastor yet, you are serving in church, you're a leader or something like that. You have to make sure that the one you're marrying is someone who has a similar mindset with you. So reading that book will really help. The Beauty, the Beast, and the Pastor. There are a lot of other books. Love Languages. Oh my God. I hope I'm not striking it. I mean, my husband has a contrary view. And I think that's for another video, right?
So another video.
Yeah. So how did you know I was the right person?
Interesting. I didn't really know, honestly. Honestly, to me, I didn't really know because
we're really young.
I was young. I love God and everything, but then to me, it was just like a knowing. It was something that was just deep within.
Yes.
It wasn't just a sexual attraction. Like when I look at her, it wasn't just sex. I could see way more than that. Like I could see my future with her. So yeah, it was just that kind of attraction, and I think that drew me to her more. The more I got to know her, the closer I drew to her, and yeah, I mean, get to know the person. As you get to know the person more and more, I believe you'll be convicted more and more in your heart. That's one thing. So the better you know the person, the better. And I always tell people that you marry your best friend.
Exactly.
You marry someone that you can actually flow with, someone you can share everything with. Like, is that you should be that kind of person. Then I believe that from there, it's easier to
to just build things.
To go because at the beginning you may not know, but as you get to know the person more and more, you know, some things start coming out more and more as you get to know someone closer. From afar, the person may look like wow, like so like spotless. But when you come closer and you get closer, you start realizing that are you okay with that? Is she willing to change
some of the
those
anger
things?
issues. I as I got closer to my husband, with my friend at that time, I realized that you hardly got angry. There were times I'll do things to intentionally make you angry, but you're so cool, you rational, like you don't use your emotions. You get what I'm trying to say?
And you know, it wasn't always like that too. That's one thing. You know, I got into a fight in JSS. I even beat someone and I got deported and I like he was just annoying me and I punched the guy's face.
With deported,
suspended.
Okay.
I got suspended. And from that time, whilst I was in the house during the suspension, I was just thinking to myself, why did I do that? Like, why couldn't I just have a little more patience and all this thing wouldn't have happened? So from there, I started, like, just started changing myself, like the way I react to things. And that's all, you get it. So it's like, I always say that be with someone who is ready for change because life changes. Don't say this is the way I am. Nothing can change it. Like you have to deal with it in your life. I mean, I can't be with someone like that. Like that alone just puts me off.
I eat 5 bowls a day. I can't change it.
That alone has just put me off. Like, all right, thank you. Be yourself. You can change yourself.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your life.
You know, so that's one thing.
Look out for the qualities. Also, look out for the qualities you want to see because what you see in your marriage is what you saw. Actually, yes. Who said that? Bishop Dad says that. Daddy also says that. Episcopal sister also said that one time. What you see in your marriage is what you saw. So when you are not yet married, you're looking at his character. Okay, you're looking at his character. You're looking at his behavior. What you're seeing is what you're going to be seeing in your marriage. So if he gets angry too quickly, he likes to, try to beat you or something. That thing scares me. Because, I mean, you can't beat your wife. Like, why would you? So, and I'm glad that I saw that in you. Like, you are cool, calm, collected. You hardly got angry. I mean, so far, even in 10 years, I'm the one who has gotten angry most. I'm obviously the most notorious one. Okay, so
learn how to deal with that.
Yes.
Like it's a growing relationship.
Yes,
that's the whole thing. Even after 10 years, we are still getting to know each other more.
Exactly. I was telling someone it's been 10 years, but I'm still getting to know you. It's an amazing thing.
That's what it is. I know.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So what you see is what you are seeing is what you will see in your marriage. Yes. So make a wise decision. Make sure that you're choosing someone who will you can even submit to the person. For example, for the ladies, if you are going into a relationship with a man who, quote unquote, like he behaves in a certain way you don't really like, that would make you angry all the time, then I mean you will not be able to submit to that person.
I mean,
there will always be war in the marriage, which is not a good thing. So what you see is what you saw. Yeah. I believe in that principle. So please open your eyes, shine your eyes. Make sure that you are choosing wisely, because if you don't enjoy your marriage, I mean your life will just not be nice. Yeah, and even marriage, you see, childbearing, all that phase, it has a whole lot. When your kids are now teenagers, it has its own challenges. So make sure that the foundation, which is the love you share, is strong and sweet, so that the other challenges will be like, yeah, let's box them up together. It's fun. Yes, but if this one isn't going well and the other ones are adding, it's like pressure upon already a bad foundation. With the pressure, it's just going to destroy everything.
It's going to be terrible.
Yeah. So please be best friends. Make sure you're marrying your best friend. It's because I married my best friend. So even when we quarrel, the next minute we are talking again. I mean, and it's easy for us to resolve quarrels. Yes, I mean, we can't. And quarrels don't even feel like quarrels. That's the good thing about being best friends.
Yeah, should I say quarrels?
It's not even quarrels.
It's not really.
It's not really
quarrels.
Because it's like disagreements. But
it's kind of like we are breaking down something. So
yes,
we are
like
bringing
I
points.
don't see why we should do this.
So let's do this.
Then I get emotional. I'm like,
and I know how to deal with her emotions.
Exactly.
And she's okay, and we move on, and we take the right decision.
Thankfully, you don't go by your emotions. Thankfully, because if you're going by your emotions, and I'm also going by my emotions, like there's fire all over the place. But thankfully, and I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God. I always tell my friends I have a good husband. I don't know. I'm just happy.
It's a blessing. I mean, we all help each other. Even with these videos, if it was me, I wouldn't even do an intro. But let's do an intro. Let's do this. That's for me. I'm going straight to the point. Like we are here to do a video on this. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Whoosh. We are done. But
just have balance.
I know. Right now we are totally off topic, but it's normal. Like that's the thing. We just flow with it.
Yeah, just flow. So be best friends. Be best friends. We're talking about how we met, part 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, after we. I'm sorry, guys. It's just getting exciting. After I accepted your proposal,
mm-hmm.
we weren't students anymore. Okay, we weren't students in Achimota School anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm a church girl. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to get into another church. So when I got the Christ Embassy, I pulled you along. We always learn the word of God. Always, I led you to speak in tongues. Yeah, I know you had your own private sessions with the Holy Spirit and all that, but I remember I was the one telling you, like, you don't speak in tongues. Are you serious? Okay, you don't speak in tongues. Okay, so when you're speaking in tongues, you have to see the Bible. And I opened the 1 Corinthians 14. I read everything to you. I explained everything to you.
I kept it in mind.
Hold my hands. Let's speak in tongues. And we spoke in tongues and everything.
I kept it in mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure at that time. Yeah. As time went on, it became clearer.
Yeah. So yeah, I was discipling you, and then now you are my pastor. Oh, what an amazing thing!
So it's like that.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So yeah, we got into church, and then afterwards we're going. So we're so interested in business.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. That's one thing that we share that spices up our relationship, because
exactly.
I'm a work-oriented person. I'm like, let's work, let's do, like, I'm all about business and things like that, and he also has a mindset, so it just spices up our relationship even more. And Daddy died, old boy. Yes, so he died in 2011, June 2011. That was right before I had to go to third year, and this is where we talk about our mistakes. Okay, stay tuned.
For 20 minutes, and I think about mistakes.
So, I mean, Daddy died. I had to take matters into my own hands because I didn't want to have to sleep with any man for school fees. Yes, because I remember a couple of my father's friends were ready to pay school fees for me to finish up GIG, but because of the experience I had before Daddy died with one of Daddy's friends who wanted to teach me how to build websites.
Terrible guy.
Yes. It's coded, name withheld. Yes, he almost slept with me. Almost. I thank God I was wearing trousers that day. Then I quickly called you. You remember? I called you. So, I mean, that experience.
Where do I get to that? Like, I was on my way
there.
to
them websites. All of a sudden, you're telling me you want to go and give a drink to my father. Drink? Which drink? Coke or with like schnapps. So, I should have sex with you. So you go and give schnapps to my father. Is that marriage?
Nonsense.
And I should sleep with you before you give schnapps to my father. Even my mom doesn't even know this.
And
I'm sure she's going to find out.
In this generation, to a lot of girls, that would have been, I've hit.
Look, I'm not even told. So he told me about his Swiss accounts. He
Whether it's
showed
true
me,
or not,
and he was in a nice house. His
Ladies,
cars.
please, guys lie.
Like they
You know,
lie, they
like,
lie to you,
Why
sleep
do
with you,
why
and
people
leave.
believe
Hey,
every single
and
thing
I was
that
a
said to
virgin.
you?
I was a virgin. I was not going to lose my virginity over schnapps, which I've not even seen. The act will be over, and the schnapps will never be given to my father. So they offer you money, they offer you stuff just to sleep with you. What is that going to do to you? Like, how is that going to help your life? Honestly, so I didn't want to get back into having to fight such battles. Okay, like look, Kekeli is the one I love, and one of the things that he told me before dying, he was driving me to school, GIG, and he said that, MFA, if you get a chance to marry, marry. In that drive, he said a lot of things. He said, if you get a chance to marry, marry. Marry quickly, don't postpone it. And then he said that he was going to pay all my school fees because I was in second year. He said that he was going to pay all my school fees for the rest of the academic years ahead. I said, okay. And he said that he was going to buy me a car. So I felt like, okay, what's going on? Like, why would you want to pay my school? So I didn't know, he probably knew he was going to die or something. I don't know. That's how it felt. But why would you be telling me about marriage and stuff like that? So, yeah, I mean, if daddy's gone, mama is not doing anything, like, substantial, you know, I would have to struggle, fight battles here and there to keep my virginity before I pay my school fees. God forbid. God forbid. So, I was really hard at that time. Even before daddy died, there was a point at which I wasn't taking money from daddy so much. Because I felt that, look, I can do something, I can make money. You know, I was that choleric. Oh, God. You know, some kind of hardness that was in me already by God's grace. So, I felt that, look, this whole school thing. And besides, at that time, I had watched this movie, Rancho.
Three Idiots.
Three Idiots.
It's a must watch.
That movie made so much sense. It's true. Like, why should you base your success on an A4 sheet called a degree? You know, funny enough, before I watched that movie, God told me I wouldn't need my degree. I remember I even told you. I remember I told you that God said I will not need, and true to His word, I haven't needed my degree.
Even me, girl.
I haven't needed my degree. There were job offers I got. The people knew that I had deferred my GIG course. I didn't have a degree, but they still wanted to work with me because of my skill set.
Exactly. Because
of, like, right now, I'm even more than a master's PhD student in terms of the things I can do work wise.
Oh, yes.
So,
far.
Like, I mean, at that time I wasn't so skilled, so I thought that, okay, Charlie, I can make life work. I don't need that degree. Instead of going to fight battles to pay school fees, pay hostel fees alone, 1,000 something. Mama wasn't really working, and I was thinking of my sisters. So we put 2 and 2 together. I remember I talked to you. I had 600 Ghana cedis. What can we do? So we decided that we'll live in Kumasi. So you were in Kumasi already.
I was already in Kumasi.
Yes, you were in Kumasi already. So I told my mom, okay, ma, I'm going to the hostel. I'm going back to the hostel. School is reopening next week. Okay. Kumasi. Here I come. Straight to Kumasi. Yes. Because, you know, that was what I felt was right for me to do at that time. Thankfully, as soon as I got to Kumasi, so yeah, at that time I didn't have anywhere to live. 600 Ghana cedis. It's what is it going to do? So we had to rent an apartment together, and then we were living together. First mistake.
Don't live together.
Don't live together. Don't live with your boyfriend when you haven't married your boyfriend. I mean, when you are not married. Yes. Don't live, because he may be a very crazy guy or something, and your parents don't know about this arrangement, and you are going to get into deep trouble. What if you die? A whole lot of possibilities.
Too many.
Yes. And it's not fair to your parents for you to behave like that. You know, living with somebody you don't know. And so my mom found, about a week later, my mom called me. She was like, she's at the hostel. Where am I? I was like, I'm in Kumasi. Hey, she's like talking on the phone. I knew I'd have to do this at one point or the other, but I was happy it was happening right at that time. I told Mama that I can't do this school thing anymore. I can't. I need to work, and I'm learning how to build websites. I'm doing the business. Hey, What's wrong with you? Can't you see you have to get a degree and get a good job? I'm like, no. And already I was business in GIJ. I was designing web call cards. We're working. I was combining lectures with work.
I think our tertiary days, there was time for school, but then majority of it was work business.
I don't know how God did that. I don't know. Honestly, it was just something inside. Yes.
God just put it in our
hearts. We were working with, so even in around, I think, second year or third year, you stopped taking money from your mom consciously. Like, you stopped calling your mom for money. I remember once in a while, she would send you money.
Yeah.
Yes, because we're already making money.
And that was a big step of faith for me too, because I think God was just preparing me for the marriage in a way. Because when I made that decision, that was like a year before I even went to tell her that I want to get married.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah, so during that period, I'm sure she herself realized that.
She realized it.
This guy is not asking me for money. He's been in school for weeks and months and nothing. I don't even get to help for project work money, nothing. And the course I was doing was very project intensive. Like, you spend a lot on your project work, and I was just relying on God to provide. And he did. Amazing.
God was just a provider. Oh my God.
And I think all that really helped. So when I went to tell her that I want to marry, I was like, then it's like this guy is on his own already.
Exactly. I remember there was a day she called you to send money to one of your brothers, and that she would give it back. I don't know if it was a test. She wanted to see if you'd. I don't know, but maybe it was God's test. I don't know. For her to see that, maybe.
That's for good, And amazingly too, I think the final year of school, that time I paid my own school fees.
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't even go and worry her for school fees and all that. So all those things, I didn't really know why I was doing that at that time, but I just felt like I have to do this. And I think it all led to, the marriage in a way. Anyway, back to our mistakes. So living together. One of the main issues. Please don't do that. It doesn't help in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it doesn't help at all. I mean, thank God that on our wedding day we were still virgin, because if we had slept together, I mean, if we had sex, we would have wrecked everything God had for us. We would have spoiled everything. We do bad stuff here and there.
Basically everything you can think about, apart from sex.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be like, I've done it before marriage, so have I spoiled my marriage? No, God has a second chance for everyone, right? Yes, God has a second. Don't think that just because you've had sex before marriage, no. You can have a renewed start. Okay, you can have a renewed start. But I'm trying to say that even if we had sex before marriage, we would not want to marry again.
Most likely.
Yes, because you have the cookie now.
And it's a break of trust.
Yes.
That's one thing too. Because one of the reasons why I really pushed that no sex, because I respected her.
Yeah.
I respect her so much that there's no way I'm going to do this until we are married.
Exactly.
You get it? And it's
and be talking about such stuff in your relationship. You're in a relationship with somebody, you don't mention sex intentionally because you don't want it to become a topic. No, talk about the fact that we ask for sex. Never. Talk about it. Never until we are married. And it will push you. It will push you to marry early.
Exactly.
Yes, because if you start having sex, you are relaxed. Yeah. Every evening you come back to your girlfriend and have sex with her. You are relaxed.
I think I can boldly say like 60% of university students are living like married couples.
Exactly.
Because a lot of them were just, you are going to your boy's house, they sleepover. Like, it was just so normal.
And because we were living together, people thought that we were having sex or something. But I mean, what you think really doesn't matter to me.
Exactly.
At that time, that's how it was. Like some kind of shamelessness.
I mean, you could even feel it, obviously. I mean, when someone is thinking like that of you, you're in church and you are doing this, like, how's this two together? But I mean, it was because of situations.
Yeah.
And we did our best in those situations. And by God's grace, we got
out of it.
We got out of it, and we are even married as virgins.
Oh, faithful
which
father,
was
faithful friend.
such a big blessing.
God is
to me.
able to keep you from falling. God is able.
That
But you know, at that time, I didn't know anyone in Kumasi. Where was I going to live? Where was I going to live?
It was a
dilemma.
thing.
Yeah.
It was an interesting thing.
Yeah, I didn't know Daddy at that time. So when we were living together, that was how we found out about Pastor T. Yeah, your friends. Oh, thank God for godly friends. Oh, God bless you all. Pastor Alex, Prophet Ed Elom, Prophet Elom, Immortal. Oh,
Immortal.
Pastor Mark, all of you, Pastor Eli. Oh, at that time, and usually when they see us, they don't give us that judgmental look. I remember our hostel when we were living together was very close to church.
Very close to church.
Yeah, that was the
path.
They
passed there.
passed on our compound before going. Sometimes you would feel like, okay, maybe they're talking about me, but thank God for that hardness. I don't care. I don't care.
The focus was on Jesus.
On Jesus.
I
but
really
they will not know.
Want
they didn't know.
To distract me at that time because you could have just gone down that rabbit hole. Like this person's thinking this about this person's
so
thinking
you're offended. You go to church. We were always in church.
You are out of church rather than being in church.
You know, one couple that nobody really followed us up on us so much. Like, come to church. Yeah. Who to be in church today? We're always in
we
church.
Just came.
Yeah.
So we were just walking by and we saw the church. At that time I didn't even know that was Pastor T.
Yes.
I just saw it like, oh, this would be a nice place for a church. Like it was just a comment I passed.
Yes.
And we went, and then later we found out that
so that's the Pastor T. Let's go there.
And you know when we went, before you knew it, Reverend George was there. I was like, Reverend George.
So you already knew Reverend George.
Oh yeah, Reverend George. Like almost everyone on campus knows Reverend George because of School of Prayer and all those things. I think I attended School of Prayer, and that's what he ministers. I think that was the first time I actually heard him. But then I saw him, like, he came for a 3-day program in that kiosk.
Wow.
I was like, what's the meaning of this? Like, how can this big guy, like, Reverend George was so up there. Mm-hmm. So why is he coming for such a program? And it really showed how humble he was. When he said Pastor T is one of his sons, I was like, I think I really love Pastor T.
Yeah, Pastor T was, I don't know, there's just something about Bishop.
Like God just told me that help Pastor T. That was all.
Yes,
like that was my. That was the only thing I felt like help Pastor T. I was like, okay, whatever way I can help, I'm here.
Yeah, and then I remember I spoke to Daddy concerning partnership, how that I want to partner, building a website and all that. So I thought that look, this is my new place. Christ Embassy was too far in Kumasi where we were living was too far.
It's amazing how God works. Yeah. Sometimes He's just preparing you for something. Yeah. So that Christ Embassy stage, maybe it was a preparation for to give us a certain foundation and all that. And I think all those things really added up together. So that's basically it. I think that's one of the main mistakes.
Yes. I mean, basically,
Those cohabit.
I mean, some of the people were asking me, "Are you pregnant?" Some of them were actually around campus there. Some of the Achimota people, "Are you pregnant?" Like, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I don't know how sex feels like. I remember I was afraid of sex. Oh. You remember?
We got married.
Yeah, we made it work. The first night, it wasn't going well at all.
First time was
because of the nervousness,
It's like an off-topic crowd again.
Let's just finish this one. A friend told me how her experience of sex before marriage was, and she said it was painful. And me, pain, never. Soft life. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with pain ever. So I'm like, painful. Wow, goodness. And they make it look so nice in the movies. So I was afraid of sex before. I was afraid of sex. So on the wedding night, it wasn't so. But I mean, as time went on, within that week, got
way better.
Got way better.
So I mean, that's one of the main things. Yeah. What's the second mistake?
I think that was the only mistake. That was what I wanted us to talk about. Yeah, how that So when you are in a relationship, make sure that you are not sleeping over, because you don't even need to live together before you do bad things. So just make sure you're not getting into exploring your body before the marriage, or you will not even be interested in marriage. You will not be interested. You've explored everything. You will just finish and then go to another person, and your as a lady, your husband will never respect you, never, because I was that strong-willed type. I'm like, oh, and then he, thankfully too, that's what I'm saying, that if the guy is not correct, you're living with someone who's not correct. You see, so if you are, both of you don't make up your mind that you're not going to have sex before marriage, that's just work was keeping us busy. And I mean, we're in that office, Mrs. Afane's office. We're managing the whole office, printers. There were printers, laminators. We were busy. Sometimes we spend nights working on a contract. Someone will do juice for me. We finish printing and we have to cut. Hey, it wasn't easy. I was learning how to build websites. I'll spend nights and nights. So I always looked sleepy, tired, and hungry. And the hunger at that time was real.
Charlie.
The poverty was real, the hunger was real, because you got contracts, but the money, you just pay your tithe, it's gone. So at that time, we're going through a lot of hunger challenges. Like, Charlie, I mean, your sex is not what is on your. You need to get out of poverty. We were those kind of goal setters too. We need to move from this level of financial. Even though we were young, there was just this wisdom. Oh God, thank you, Lord, for wisdom.
It's just God.
Yes,
like when you look back, you see that it's just God. Because 90 or 95% of your mates were not even thinking
like that. They are students.
They're just
watch movies,
thinking of writing exam, getting first class and all that. But like, God was showing us way out of that. Like, there's much more to that than just first class for us. For some people it might be
first
different.
First class wasn't important.
I
mean, for you it's mainly important. You're doing a professional
from the
course.
People that we have employed, it's really not important. Like, honestly, because we basically have to train people.
We are employing you, and we have to multi-man. How do you even call that thing?
It's like the school just gives you a foundation, so you are literally know how to manage with things and stuff. But I mean, in terms of the job itself. Anyway, we're off topic again, but. Yeah, so that was one of the main mistakes. Okay, don't cohabit, don't have sex before,
and don't kiss. Oh yeah. So there's this.
Don't kiss.
So when we were younger, my friends and I used to feel like because we see it in the movies, in the telenovelas, they are kissing and things. Oh God, because I don't want my kids to be watching telenovelas. So because you see them kissing.
Diego and Alejandro.
Oh.
And who, girl? Rodriguez.
I remember there's this one, Desiree. Wanna Love Her. That was my favorite. Hey.
Okay, we're just looking at it from the
so my friends and I, we used to talk about the fact that we'll be virgins on our wedding night. We'll be virgins. As for virgin day,
it's a choice, honestly.
Yes,
it's a choice.
But as for kissing, kissing will make it worse. Will make your struggle worse. You see, you're kissing, you're touching, you're caressing. You're going to make your struggle. You're igniting the fire.
I know, right?
Is it matches? Matches like this.
Igniting it. So
so to make it worse, you really struggle.
Exactly. So to make your life easy, stay away. It will help a lot.
When you go and see your beloved, Jesus is Lord, and it will really make you make plans for your marriage. Because every time you feel like, but you can't. So, Charlie, when are we on course?
I think another thing too is do your best not to be alone for too long.
Yeah, for too long.
Like you are both alone, locked up in a room for a long period of time.
Yeah.
I mean, you get what I'm saying. So please don't find yourself in those kind of situations. Try and always have people around. Like, I mean,
definitely when you end up kissing or something like that.
Exactly, have people around. Maybe if you are staying with your friend, like have them around. Don't just always don't just try and always zone yourself out.
But you told your roommates to get out.
Charlie.
That thing always baffled me. Like, hey,
Right.
so we pay for the room.
It's another thing
We pay
altogether.
for the room. Now I should get out. So like, hey,
It's crazy.
anyway.
So yeah, that's another mistake I think
Yeah,
we should
don't
really
kiss.
avoid. Don't kiss, no
Don't
sex,
touch.
don't put yourself in situations that would
Trigger.
ignite things.
Yeah.
All those things are very important. So
Focus on your studies.
yeah, I mean, use this time to build a skill. Develop yourself. Like both of you should be developing yourselves at this
At
stage.
this stage.
I mean, your early 20s.
Hey, there's a lot to do in your 20s, so
This is the
that's
time
another
to
video.
learn a lot of things. I
Yeah.
think that will be the next video.
The
we
next
shoot.
video.
Let's shoot that next video. All right, we think we've talked too much
Bye.
here. Bye bye.